Hey, welcome to TV Show Recap and Makeup Thursday. I'm Rachel Lee. Every Tuesday and Thursday you can find me here doing my makeup while talking about a new TV series. Today I'm talking about Cruel Summer Season 1 Episode 9, A Secret of My Own. So today I'm going to continue watching the video and reacting to it while doing my makeup for you and reacting to it in real time for you. So we're going to be watching episode 9. I think there's only 10 episodes to the show. Hopefully this episode gives us some much needed answers and we will find out what happens. So if you want to see my reaction to episode 9, keep watching. So this episode doesn't have specific dates. It says that they take place during the fall of 1993 and 1994, which is interesting because they're not going to do any 1995 in this episode, I guess. So here we're seeing the moment that Kate shows up to Mr. Harris's house. And he's checking to make sure nobody saw her come in to his house. Trigger warning, this episode obviously discusses grooming and things of that nature, so if those are things that trigger you, stop watching now. I can see this episode's going to be very emotional and difficult to get through. So in that scene we see her confiding in Mr. Harris when she first shows up to his house, and he's listening to her, and then it shows in 1994 when she's talking to her therapist. And her therapist says, you know, grooming is when they isolate you and become the single person. They isolate you from everyone else, and that's what he did. He saw that you needed someone to confide in wasn't being met, and so he became the only person that you confided in to get you to where he wanted you.
How'd you sleep?
Baby. I wasn't always locked in the basement.
So during that scene, Kate talking to her therapist about grooming, and her therapist says, you know, do you understand that this is, you know, none of this is your fault? He was grooming you. She said, yeah, but I haven't been honest with you. I wasn't locked in the basement the whole time. Which I kind of figured we were going to that point, and whatever happened, somehow she ended up getting into the basement because of not actually wanting to be there anymore. But we'll see how the rest of this plays out.
Student before, but it's Mr. Harris, at least at school.
We have Mr. Harris getting ready for the first, and Kate getting ready for the first day of school, and he tells her to call him Mr. Harris and not Martin while they're in the school setting, and then he asks her if she can manage the walk to school on her own, which is interesting because she never makes it there. And we do see the scene where he walks out and gets sprayed by the sprinkler, and Mallory is the one recording this. And Kate is looking out the window, which is not, I guess she didn't see Mallory out there. She's just watching Mr. Harris drive off and leave to go to school. Okay, she's now trying on Mr. Harris's clothing. She's trying to cook a pizza.
Hi. I wanted to surprise you with a frozen pizza, but it...
Hello? Speaking? You're officially a missing person.
Ooh.
Police are looking for you.
Yay. Interesting to hear. So I'm a little confused, but it's also interesting to hear that it was not Martin's plan to keep her at his house. He had planned for her to leave and go to school and stuff, and she chose not to go to school, and when she chose to stay home then is when people realized she was missing completely, and then she became a missing person, which really upset Martin. because he didn't know what to do about that. And that's when he closed the curtains then, and like things changed a little bit. So, and then they're playing this game, and it's all Kate's idea, drinking and playing Never Have I Ever. So it's interesting to see how this really, I know he groomed her, but also she feels comfortable enough to treat him like a friend at the age that he is.
But no.
Because that would be crazy.
Would it?
Were you afraid of disappointing him?
I was raised to be afraid of disappointing anybody.
I'm sure he noticed that about you.
It's time first.
Here we're seeing this scene, and it looked like Mr. Harris, Kate was hiding from Mr. Harris, but then he says, "Gotcha," and it looks like they were playing hide and seek, and then they kissed. It says day 21, so I guess she's been there for 21 days, and they've made it to this point where they're kissing, and they actually both like each other.
No, I'm all sweaty.
Why don't you go run us a shower?
Friends and family of Kate Wallis describe her as a popular, bright, and fun-loving young girl and are praying for her safe return. Field report.
How about your 18th birthday? It'll be your homework.
So he's trying to get her to plan a trip for them for her 18th birthday when it's safe for them to be together.
Elephants in captivity, no. Moving to Thailand, yes.
Or there's this French island called San Malo with a wall around the entire city. Sounds very exclusive.
Oh, we could learn French.
What about Morocco?
So 30 days in, and it's seeming very, very gross. He's gotten her exactly where he wants her, very much in love with him and doing what he wants. Day 34.
I just can't right now. Not here.
Uh-oh, someone's at the door.
No, I get in the closet. Just stay right there. Hang on.
Oh, it's Jeanette's dad.
Sorry to bother you on a Sunday. My time. Plan on your escape?
Excuse me?
Oh, those are probably for the around the world theme for the school dance. Yeah, Jeanette's been raving about it.
Ooh.
Quick, I should get back to bed.
Oh, he's really close to the closet there where Kate's hiding.
Do you have someone else here?
No, why?
The 2 coffee cups. Oh, I hope I'm not ruining a little romantic morning after.
No, they're both mine. One's from yesterday. I just get a little lazy with the cleaning over the weekend.
Thank you for letting me use your phone.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is everything covered now because he doesn't want to get caught again, or doesn't want anyone to see anything in the house anymore. So it's Halloween now, and they're discussing what they're going to do because they can't go out and do anything together.
Still buzzing around at school.
Assumption is you run away out of town.
Everybody thinks that.
It's a good thing, Kate. If they snoop around and find you here, it looks pretty bad.
For the both of us. I know.
So he has her convinced that if people find out that she's there, it'll be bad for the both of them. I'm not really sure why she seems to think it'll be bad for her, or what he has her convinced thinking it'll be bad for her.
By Halloween, I was ready to have real conversations.
You were done suspending your disbelief.
And he wasn't. He wanted me to pretend that everything I needed to be happy existed in that house. Inside with him at all times.
Emil, soothes the soul.
By Christmas Eve, the homesickness was crushing.
So she's saying she started feeling like she didn't want to be just inside with him all the time by Halloween, and then by Christmas her homesickness was absolutely crushing.
I haven't left the bed all day. It's 4 p.m.
What even is time?
So here
You
she's
must be starving.
being
I'll make
very
anything you want.
depressed, being stuck with him all the time. She wants to go and do things because being just inside with him all the time isn't what she wants. Man. She's just listing off all these things that you would miss if you went and did something like this, or if you couldn't just be home, and all the little things that you get to do with your life and enjoy about life. And that's interesting to hear, because you don't really think about those things until they're gone, right? Soft pretzels at the mall, popcorn and candy at the movies, those little mints that you get at the restaurant when you're done eating. That's all the things she's listing off right now. She says she misses sunlight on her skin. I guess she hasn't been outside this whole time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so in this scene, Mr. Harris is going to the mall for some last minute Christmas shopping, he says to Kate. He gets there and we see Jeanette, and she like puts her hood up and like she's gonna follow him, which is interesting. And then he hears cop cars coming, and he turns around and they get out of their cars and they're like, let's get him. So he turns around and just puts his hands up like this, standing there waiting slowly, and the cops just like run around him to go do whatever it is they're doing at the mall, getting somebody else, not Mr. Harris. Just like, oh, okay, hopefully nobody else saw that. Uh-oh, who's Kate calling? I know what this is. This is a scene where Kate calls Jamie on Christmas Eve with the snow globe and the TV, and she leaves this message for him but she doesn't like say it's her. That's the weird message from the other episode. We also hear Jeanette sneaking in now that she saw Mr. Harris at the mall. And this is where, I wonder if this is where she saw Kate. Okay. Uh-oh, Jeanette heard something. So she's going... Oh. Interesting. So she heard something upstairs, and Jeanette left. And that's how her necklace got left there. So she didn't actually see Kate in this scene. Oh. So she never told Martin or Mr. Harris that Jeanette showed up at the house that night and almost found her. Oh, he brought her a soft pretzel from the mall.
Anyone in on it? Do you mind if I go to bed early tonight?
Anxious for Christmas
Eve. Once.
So Kate said she did leave once, and we see she left on Christmas Eve to go see her parents. But she was outside, and they were in there laughing together, and she seemed... I'm not sure how she was feeling yet. She didn't say, but she did leave then. And her parents said they haven't laughed in like 4 months since she's been missing.
Can we cancel Christmas dinner? I don't think I have it in me.
Oh.
Ripped open old wounds.
So she says seeing her parents happy on Christmas Eve while she's missing made her understand why she left there to go to Martin's or how she ended up at Martin's in the first place, which is just sad because they weren't even really they weren't even really laughing and being happy. They were talking about her and missing her, and that's really sad. There's always two sides to a story.
I could live off these potatoes.
Family recipe.
No, actually.
Are you feeling guilty for sneaking out last night?
Christmas was the first time I was truly afraid of him.
Oh.
He was running.
Oh.
Where'd you go?
I went to my house. Where you get to see people and I'm stuck in here. I'm suffocating.
Oh, being with me is suffocating?
No,
You can't ever do that again.
I can't ever go outside again.
No. Not until you're 18. You know the stakes here.
That sounds a lot like
Like what?
you're my kidnapper.
So he's telling her she can't go anywhere until she's 18. And she's like, that sounds a lot like you're my kidnapper. He's like, please don't say that. And she's like, then let me leave.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Well, too bad. I'm going.
Uh-oh.
Not home, but I'll figure it out.
Please think about this.
He goes manipulating her again.
Looking for you while you lived here.
I'll deal with that.
How?
I don't know, but I want to go. Where is my suitcase?
Oh, man.
It's in the basement.
Oh, man. I guess this is where everything changes, and he's gonna lock her in the basement.
I'm so
Martin?
On Christmas Day, after being there for a little over 2 months, is when Martin locks Kate in the basement, because that's when she wants to leave. And of course, that is where this episode ends. Episode 9 was all about learning about the relationship between Martin Harris and Kate Wallis when Kate chose to leave home and go stay with Martin. So for the first 2 months of that situation, she had chosen to stay there. She chose not to go to school on the first day. He had her out of the basement those 2 months. And the reason she didn't go to school the next day was because they had already said she was a missing person by that evening. And so they couldn't risk them both getting caught because Martin Harris manipulated her into thinking she would also get in trouble for leaving and running away to his house. So we got a lot of that story between what happened in 1993 and 1994 when she was talking to her therapist and what happened during those times. I guess in next week's episode, for the finale episode, I believe episode 10 is the finale episode. It was a little unclear. So I believe we will learn all about what happened in that last month that she was there with Martin Harris and how everything went down. We also found out in this episode that Jeanette did not see her on Christmas Eve, and that the reason Kate had Jeanette's necklace was because Jeanette dropped it in the house and Kate picked it up because she wasn't in the basement yet. So that was Kate's secret. Jeanette never actually saw her, which shows us Jeanette was telling the truth. She did not see Kate in the house, but she may have known Kate was there because she left the house knowing somebody else was there, but it was not Mr. Harris. I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode and see how this all finishes out and find out the whole story and see how it all works together and how they finish off this season. Let me know what you thought of this episode. I thought it was really good, especially the scenes with finding out about Jeanette and finding out that Kate willingly was there the whole time. We'll see what happens with Kate and Mr. Harris and how they found out that it was Mr. Harris holding her captive and everything, hopefully in the next episode. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know, did you think it was Jeanette telling the truth or did you believe Kate? Let me know in the comments below. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays, doing my makeup while talking about a popular TV series. So hit that subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, since this show is winding down, let me know what other shows that are coming up that you want to see me react to. Comment below and let me know which shows you want me to do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.